Civil society groups determined to facilitate restorative justice and healing across the country have joined hands to launch the Seeds for Justice, Peace and Economic Prosperity in St. Lucia initiative. The initiative, prompted by the wave of violent crime in Vieux is spearheaded by the Ubuntu movement and endorsed by Citizens for Peace and Prosperity, CPP, and Safe Spaces. The anti-crime measure was officially launched in Bruceville, Vieux on May 30th, 2023, followed by a walk for peace in the community. Dr. Stephen King of Citizens for Peace and Prosperity says that all hands must be on deck to bring peace in St. Lucia. The community intervention provided residents and representatives of the private sector with an opportunity to air their views and define a way forward.
What we've been doing over the last 6 weeks or so is speaking to the communities that have been at loggerheads with each other in a war. We've been speaking to them to mediate a covenant with them that there will be no more violence. That is to set the foundation for what we would like to see next, which is a coherent developmental strategy, well organized and well structured, that implements developmental processes, that creates better livelihoods and better social and living conditions for people. Because we believe that's a sustainable approach.
King is hopeful that the Seeds for Justice campaign will go national, touching every individual and community.
We are hoping and we envision that Vieux Fort can be a model of the type of development we want in St. Lucia, an inclusive type of development, where systems of politics, governance, and economic opportunities include all people. Everybody has a voice, everybody has an opportunity, and everybody is on board in charting a better life for themselves, their families, the communities, and ultimately the country.
Priest Kailash Leos of the Ubuntu movement stressed that their goal is the creation of a resilient, thriving Vieux Fort, not simply a decrease in violent crime.
It's called a Seeds of Peace and Prosperity for Vieux Fort, whereby we don't just want an end of violence and Vieux Fort coming back to what it was, but a better Vieux Fort, a space where you have enough economically sustainable activities for the youths, a place where you have intervention for the community by the people of Vieux Fort themselves. So we're looking for empowerment for the people of Vieux Fort.
A proposal for funding is currently before the government for extensive programs aimed at youth engagement, training, and business creation.
We do have a proposal that is with the government of St. Lucia right now, and we do have a very structured approach. This phase of the program is basically the first 3 months, which is the olive branch, where we've come into the community. We've had the past 8 weeks, we used to have murders every single day in Vieux Fort. For the past 8 strongs, we've had no murders, and we are just building on it a step at a time. As we go through, we're morphing in this collective where we're saying, well, look, every citizen in St. Lucia is supposed to be concerned enough to give their time and an energy to have a secure and prosperous St. Lucia.
The St. Lucia Hospitality and Tourism Association, SLHTA, fully endorses the mantra that crime is everyone's business and is committed to playing its part in tackling this scourge. From February 2022, the association has served as chair of the social action group Citizens for Peace and Prosperity, CPP, which has embarked on a number of crime abatement measures in inner city communities. In February 2023, CPP's One Love, One St. Lucia Kudme brought together over 100 representatives of civil society groups and organizations to discuss matters of social and economic importance. SLHTA CEO Nurani Aziz says that assuming the chairmanship of CPP was a no-brainer.
SLHTA's assumption of the chairmanship of the Citizens for Peace and Prosperity emerged out of a conversation with multiple civil society representatives who felt that for too long the wider corporate sector as an established body was absent from the conversation of development of our communities. We believe at our core that it is the absence of this development in a sustainable and consistent manner that has led to deprived individuals resorting to criminal activity and deviant behavior in our society.
Aziz noted that this situation exemplifies a failure of certain systems and that the delay in remedying these shortcomings is the downfall of St. Lucia's at-risk communities and inner-city youth.
So, in honor of sound corporate stewardship, and in order to really demonstrate our commitment to working alongside civil society, the SLHTA assumed the position knowing fully well that it was going to tax our financial resources, it was going to impose a significant demand on our professionals to put time and their network into problem solving. So we absolutely did not hesitate to jump on board and to take on the responsibility of chairing that organization.
The CEO says that CPP is pleased to lend support to the Ubuntu movement, and the group stands ready to work alongside the private sector, NGOs, and the government to bring about much needed change.
If you believe that there is more that you can do to create positive change in the systems, in the policies, in the legislation, in the programs, in the activities, do it. And as Citizens for Peace and Prosperity, we pledge to ring fence your initiative with whatever resources we can bring to the table. So we celebrated the outreach from the Ubuntu movement when they reached out and shared their aspirations with us. And we thought this was an excellent opportunity to support an initiative that is front-loaded by them, that is initiated and pushed forward by them. And so we see ourselves playing that supporting cast role to the Ubuntu movement and to every other agency that wants to call upon us to give our guidance, to share our best practices and our lessons learned so that we can collectively as a nation move this needle for change that is so critically needed.